we are back.
To taunt more of you.
Like that?
Like that. Hand on hip. Going right through my leather.
Time.
Sir, even he's like, hurry the fudge up.
Do something. Read the text. What text?
Yeah, well, I was going to ask, what text, Sam? There's nothing on screen.
That was my favorite comment for the other day. Read, you idiots! It's like, okay.
No, you. Sometimes you don't need to read. Sometimes you can actually hold a conversation while still reading what's going on.
Yeah.
It's not like they're giving you every answer. They're like, oh, here's some backstory stuff. Cool. But we're not going to give you the answers right away. Okay, got it.
I was really hoping we were going to play as Dante.
I think we're getting there, man.
I
think
we are.
V's going to have to catch up to Dante.
I wonder how long this game is. No, I want it to keep going. That's more so what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be like a 10-hour game, I heard? Think?
Well, we're 14 hours
12?
in, so I'm glad we beat it 1.5 times.
I saw that. I was like, that can't be. Like,
It's not right.
I was like, how much time have we actually played? Maybe like 4?
Probably 4 or 5 hours tops.
Yeah, I would think that's about it.
Because in reality, we had all the problems with trying to record it initially.
Oh my god.
And then you got to think of all the time, like in between recording sessions where we pause it.
I
we
got
keep the
really
game
bummed out
open.
when we kept having all this. Like, did I just spend $60 on a game that we're not going to be able to cover? This sucks. Like, I'm going to play it anyways, and I wanted to, regardless, but...
You kind of wanted to expect some more value out of this.
Yeah, get like extra value out of that $60.
I get you. Yeah, that's how I feel with Sekiro.
Yeah, it's one of those things, too. I almost feel a little bad that I'm playing so much of that game. Like, I didn't buy it. And I really like it.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but I feel like I kind of want to give them $60. Like, I kind of want to buy it. Like, this game's really good. I didn't think it was going to be this good because I've disliked almost all your other games.
You don't owe them extra money because you enjoy one of their games. I mean, it's part of the process.
Yeah.
You know?
I do wish there was more rental stuff in the gaming sphere. I feel like that's one thing that's missing nowadays. Like, there's demos every now and then, but a lot of games, especially indie games, will come out. I know making demos for indies is hard, but so much of indie games, I feel like the reason why their prices have to be low is because it's such a gamble. Like, if I bought Salt and Sanctuary for $20, I would have been like, this sucked. This is not what I wanted. This is not my type of game.
Yeah, but maybe that's why they don't do demos either.
Maybe that's why they don't do demos too.
There's two sides of that coin, you know. There's one that's like, well, we can get a couple false buys for people who thought it was a different game, not like they're like being maliciously hidden about what the game is, but they might be like, well, this isn't the most polished thing in the world. It's a first game, or you know, something. They might not want to give out a demo. They might just be like,
costs extra money and probably costs extra to put it on the store as well. I would think.
Small team too, you know. Like I don't blame them for any of it. But I enjoyed Salt and Sanctuary. It was a different style game.
Yeah, I mean, you also, I think you enjoyed Demon Souls and Dark Souls, didn't you?
You know, the Soulsborne games are games that you enjoy in a way that is very different from other games. There's that kind of punishment to it, you know? That aspect of like, this isn't fucking fun anymore, but I need to get through it. And then when you beat it, you're like, oh, so much relief. It's that kind of a fun game, you know?
It's funny because I thought I would get that with Sekiro, which I thought was going to put me off, kind of like how Devil May Cry 3 put me off. But Sekiro feels, this is my hot take on this, it feels like Assassin's Creed 1, but everything I wanted out of Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
It's all about assassination and kind of using your environment to your advantage.
A little bit more stealth style.
It's definitely more difficult. Hey, we got this thing.
Blue Boy.
But it feels like an evolution of that kind of gameplay. I always got bummed with the Assassin's Creed franchise because the more that went down its rabbit hole, the more it became a collectathon game and RPG elements, and became less about being an actual assassin, trying to take down an opponent who is heavily guarded, and you have to figure out a way to make it to him, assassinate him, and then get out.
Yeah.
And Sekiro has a lot of that kind of DNA in it, which I appreciate.
I get that, yeah. So it sounds like I initially thought that this might have been, I don't know why, because this is obviously wrong now. This might have been while he was working his way up to Dante.
I thought so too, but
it's like, no. He already just said, "You think Dante's dead?" And he's like, "Yeah, had no reason to keep him alive." It's definitely and quite obviously now, after the demon invasion. Which I mean, why would these guys exist if it was before, dummies? You know?
Right.
But I don't know why one of me thought. I guess because of the flashback. And then we immediately went into playing as V. I was like, oh, is this, like precursor storytelling?
I was hoping it was going to be. I like when games do that every now and then. It doesn't always work. It's not always successful, but occasionally can be a nice change to format. I'm more appreciative of stories when they kind of bring you into the thick of it instead of doing a ton of setup.
Well, they front load it.
Yeah, I think Iron Man 1 is a good example of it. The first movie that came out, where it kind of just starts, Tony's already, with the soldiers, and then all of a sudden shit goes crazy, and then we get the exposition, then we get how he got there type of deal.
I guess it depends on the type of game too, because you can front load an action game. Kind of hard to front load like a drama, unless you're doing like you said, like a prequel type thing where you get the story through the front loading of the drama.
Yeah, not every story should do it. It more so is about the pacing of a story. I feel like when
noirs need to be slow burns.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Unless you're, again, like doing the prequel, like, this is how he became a gritty cop and lost his partner, type of thing,
Well, something noirs tend to do, too, is they always sometimes they'll start with the end. Like, Sunset Boulevard is a great example of that.
That's another way to front load it, yeah. You start with the action or, like, the climax. And then the story's the build up until then.
Yeah, a lot of stories can do like these start halfway and it's not successful at all. Because then you find out the actual story, like, oh, it's not as interesting as I thought it was gonna
be. Yeah, it could be a ill payoff essentially. I was really hoping he destroyed that pillar and went right into you.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna let the Flappy Boy, that Turtle Boy, have his fun.
This reminds me of a lot. I don't know the pronunciation of it, but there's a D&D character called I think it's Outyug, Outyug or something like that, where it's very much. It looks in the similar vein as that enemy, and they're all like nasty sewer filth dwelling, disease carrying things, where they have kind of like protrusions coming out of their mouth, like tendrils and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of that in a way. I was like, oh man, they seem to fight in similar tactics.
It's always funny, the more
nastiness.
D&D that you play, the more everything's like, this all feels like it's referential to D&D.
Well, the more you play, the more you see
how much is pervasive.
See similarities and stuff. You're like, oh wow, I really like the aspect of that.
Well, I mean, D&D is also, oh hey, that's how we get this thing. Is kind of like what?
That's a different one though.
A culmination of different. I know, but I remember seeing it a while ago. It's like a culmination of all different mythologies and stuff, right?
Yeah. This is a breakdown of inspirations via real world aspects, and then there's some of their own that they've made up and stuff that has just become like through Gygax's stuff in the past history that he created on his own. Not all of it is a reference to anything.
Boy.
Two of them? Man, I don't even think you've gotten hit by one of them yet. This is going to be a difficult battle.
Here we go.
Holy shit, you think that like all the masks are going to eventually become the spirits?
That's what I'm worried about.
Whoa!
Get him.
I don't think that's going to be the case. I think like a lot of them will come out, but they seem to take that...
take out those barbers of Seville. Get them out of here.
They seem to take that aspect of one at a time fighting. Like old kung fu movie styles.
Old Bruce Lee.
Yeah, at least in normal easy baby mode, they seem to. They take their turns.
I will probably go back and play some of the levels on a higher difficulty if I have time.
I figured you would. Wasn't that the original concept you were going to be going for? You're like, yeah, this isn't for the challenge of it right now.
Depends on how tired I am of playing games after I beat Sekiro.
Yeah. Oh, something's on the right side of you. There you go. I heard her scream, and it kind of gave me a chill down my spine.
Get him.
Get him.
Wham!
Smack him in his face. Her face, its face.
Their face, his face.
Whatever you do, just...
however you identify. You get him in the face.
You made her kill a kill, right? Is that the...
I tried watching that show.
Is that the one where she had the half scissor?
Kill a Kill is the one where she's like in a scantily clad outfit, but it's by like the ex-Gurren Lagann people.
Yeah, but doesn't she have like isn't her weapon one side of a blade of a pair of scissors or something like that? At least in the first season maybe, or... I watched a couple episodes and I was like, meh.
It was so frenetic that something you have to watch constantly, and it was only in subtitles. I could not keep up with it.
I can see that because it's a lot of high-paced action.
And I was trying to work on client work at the time. I was like, I'll come back to this, and I just never have.
Yeah, I think I did the same. I think we watched 5-6 episodes, and we're like, we'll get back to it, and then just never did. There wasn't anything inherently wrong with it.
No, yeah, it's a fine show.
It's very Devil May Cry in a way where it's like style, lots of over-the-top ridiculous.
I like watching like the Sakugas of it, where it's like, hey, here's all the really cool animation from that.
What's a Sakuga?
Sakugas are usually like compilations of like action shots, or like, I don't remember if this is the exact word used for it. But Sakugas are like little tidbits, like, this is really great animation, you should watch this.
Okay, so they like do clip breakdowns or like animation scene breakdown type deals?
Not so much breakdowns, it's just like, here's like more like appreciation.
Oh, okay.
So like there's some Twitter accounts like Sakuga channels where it's like, hey, here's this really kick-ass scene of animation, here's the animator that did it, take a look.
I've seen a lot of this on Twitter then, okay. Yeah. That's making a lot of sense.
There are some good ones, like there's a smear frame Twitter channel.
Yeah, that appreciates smears.
Yeah, that appreciates smears in animation. That
cool.
stuff's always fun.
Is that breakable?
I don't know.
The sarcophagus thingy? Coffin?
I don't want to see what's inside though. Maybe King Tut just wants to take a nap.
Go fuck off!
Woo!
10,000 more years in here. I don't know why he speaks like an English gentleman.
I mean, England took over Egypt for a while. He just started to assimilate with their culture.
He's from the grave.
Yeah, from the grave.
It's like catching up on soaps and stuff.
Yeah, he's just sitting there. He has a flat screen. Egyptian technology was really advanced.
Still working on the old school boob tube.
Yeah.
Just
start saying, it should work any time now. What do you mean my electricity bill isn't coming in?
Someone on the outside. Knock, 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 knock. Adjust the bunny ears, please. I'm not getting good reception through all the slabs of stone.
Call Gerald Ford. I need this thing fixed. He died 100 years ago. Shit.
Already? What a little bitch.
What about Teddy Roosevelt?
I've been living in here for 10,000 years, or whatever the Egyptian timeline is. A lot of people are debating even that.
Something around that time period.
Well, I guess some people are like, oh, they're more like to 8 to 10,000 years. Did that bitch just steal your fucking cane?
He did. I think he's...
And some people are like, oh no, they were like 4,000 years ago. Ah, yeah, I thought so. I was waiting for it. I wasn't gonna call it and ruin the joke, but she seems to have great timing.
She really does.
Oh, land on him! Land on him! Land on him!
Oh, shit!
Back up! Who filmed this? The fucking
I don't
Fast
know.
and Furious people?
But their cinematography is pretty good. It's easy to follow, too.
You saw like the oh god, I don't know what you would call them. Basically, the low budget style, non-animated, where they showed how the scene should go, and they used like, I think it was like people not in mocap suits, but they were, god damn it, I wish I knew how to explain this better.
Yeah, because
like if they showed like that scene right there with the van, they had somebody like walk over with like a plate of cardboard. That's the van, and they had him underneath like, oh shit, and like flapping, you know.
Yeah, I saw a lot of those.
I don't know what they're
Devil May
called.
Cry. I can't remember what they're called either.
They're legit though, right? They're not somebody doing like a mockumentary of how the cutscenes were
There's some
done?
that are out there that are mockumentaries. I cannot say if the one you are saying, because sometimes that does happen.
They look like they did it on like a soundstage, or
there are
of
some that are
sorts.
mockumentary that they do it on soundstage where like they're doing fake ones. Like that's not real.
I mean, it still looked like it was like higher budget because they had an area for it.
Yeah.
Like a prop soundstage, or at least backstage of some kind of place where they had to either rent or have some kind of reservation of the area. But yes, they're like, oh, the van's just gonna be, the piece of cardboard overhead, and there's gonna be the bird is gonna be the guy flapping. It looked legit enough to be like, oh man, did they joke and make all these cutscenes with none of the CG in order to help the art team? Or is this just a bunch of people fucking laughing at it and making fun of it? It looked legit though.
I know I've seen a series on Twitter lately that's just, it's obviously not real. It looks close enough, but like the way they're dressed, like this can't be, they'd be in the suits if they were actually capturing mocap.
No, I don't think it was mocap.
Huh.
Yeah.
Which,
again,
it could have been animators creating reference, maybe.
I think it was just reference stuff, which
Yeah,
made
maybe.
me think it was legit, but at the same time, I really wanted to not be legit just because, like, holy shit, they put on a ton of effort into this.
It looks so ridiculous. Like, that can't be real, and I hope it's not.
It is incredibly ridiculous looking. Is that, that's not the Sparda. What?
Oh.
Sparda
The Sparda? He's not just Sparda, he's the
sword. That nobody's gonna eat you, buddy. That's the, nobody's really have come a long way in my time. They looked a lot less visceral back then. Sora's gotten really dark too.
Yeah, it's a massive change.
with that Sephiroth hair.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You know how to dye. Use something other than what? You know how hard it is to get white hair out of black hair? Probably really difficult.
Probably really bad on your hair.
Probably.
All that bleaching and everything.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Probably kill a lot of your hairs.
That's tight. I love when they do
Bam.
the anime style like laser beam that like scans across the ground, and then like a second later everything goes boom, 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 and explodes down the line. That delayed attack kind of anime style cliche.
Yeah, I've
It's
heard
like,
of,
oh, it's so fast you didn't even catch it.
Speaking of animation, I've heard a lot of people are not too happy with the One Punch Man trailer.
Really?
It looks pretty rough, apparently, from what I've seen, which is a bit of a bummer because One Punch
Isn't
Season 1 had a lot of good animation.
didn't it have a lot of like silly tweens and smears though?
One
Like
Punch?
on purpose. Like a lot of that, like, oh, we're being simple to mock the.
I think you're
mock
thinking
the
of
genre
Mob
style.
Psycho instead.
Well, I mean, don't they share a lot of the similarities with the?
I mean, it's the same artist,
like,
but
purposeful.
One Punch was redrawn by an artist who did Eye Shield 21. I can't remember. It's a football manga. It was really popular. He is a fantastic artist. Like, holy shit. You look at his manga panels, he basically does animation in manga panels. There are some people that have broken down his panels and, like, put them into GIF formats. It's like, oh, hey, that animates. All they had to do was like, no, just use that as a storyboard. Just don't even need to figure it out. He's already done all the work.
That's pretty cool. Now, and that's not to say that there aren't really cool animation, high detail, high action, great budgeted moments in One Punch. There absolutely are. But I thought it was a lot of the deconstruction part where they were just like making fun and parodying, making simple faces and
I
stuff.
thut you meant in terms of the character designs. Like, the character designs are more...
No.
Okay, yeah. No, it's definitely, it makes fun of that format. It's very much...
Are you saying they're doing too much of it and not on purpose? So they're like, oh,
I just think the animators aren't as skilled and not as willing to really, like, push the envelope. It feels like this is a good B-level animated anime, whereas
like they
One Punch
took it
was,
from Gainax to
Gainax to like
Fully
Studio,
did.
Yeah, like to Studio C, like basically exactly like that, where it's like it's fine, it's serviceable, and it's still really good quality art, but it's
season
not,
1 to season 2, we expected at least the same grade and not a downgrade. Okay.
Fully Cooley is the best example. I still need to watch that.
You don't need to.
I mean,
you really don't need to.
You told me season 3 was good.
I said it's fine. It's better. It's better than season 2. But at the same time, like, it's not good.
Oh, you can't even lift it. He's no Cloud Strife.
So I thought Sparda was what's his face's blade? Dante's blade.
No, I
Is it
think
not?
it's his dad's blade.
Seems this sword is still too strong for me.
Huh.
I think you need more muscles, bro.
Yeah.
You can't be like Cloud Strife.
A little anemic.
Yeah, your Adam Levine arms aren't gonna help you with this one.
You called him a sissy, and he's like, "No offense, though." I mean, I think you meant full offense there, little bird.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Panther God.
We get to hear Panther talk? Or
Tell
no?
me, Sex Panther, where are we going next?
We're gonna go this way. 100% of the time, it works 80% of the time. Or whatever the numbers are.
Whatever that Anchorman joke is.
So Shadow doesn't talk at all, it just kind of has growls and, like, it shows emotions and stuff through...
Oh, hey, it's my boy.
Its own, like, body language and stuff?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Because he said it speaks, and it obviously didn't, really.
Oh, Dante's not impaled?
No, man, he got caught by the ground.
Well, that's one way to get caught.
That ground's really copping a feel on him, or it was. And grabbing him into
I was about to say, did they just leave him in a ditch?
They're like, there, much better position. Spread eagle on the ground.
Just
Falcon.
I like it.
That's an off pun, baby.
Dante's presence.
How does one friggin' guy have so much luck, huh?
I mean, he's gotta be
mean-
alive still.
I don't know how lucky Dante is. In every game, he seems to get impaled by something.
Uh-oh. He's gonna kill him and take his souls or whatever.
If only.
His blood to get strong enough for the sword.
Well, I think the sword is his dad's, so
Uh-oh.
If only you never.
it has the same blood.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Shoot him. Oh, you're fucked now, V.
Oh.
He's like, bitch.
How many times Dante's been impaled? He'll be fine. it's a once a game thing.
That's his coffee in the morning,
it
getting
is his
impaled.
coffee in the morning.
He's like, my day really hasn't started until I've had something real hard and long stab into me in a hole that didn't exist 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, it feels just like a cup of coffee. That's all I need.
Best part of waking up is getting stabbed by a lot of things.
We'll be back next time, guys.
Bye. Beep bop boop.
Hopefully now it means I get to play as Dante. Please.
I'm thinking you're not too far off, especially because they took Nero away.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah. This is the part where Nero went away is probably like the end of Act 1, you know? In a
right.
sense, I don't, you know, so
Now
you're,
we're like in Act
You're
2.
probably like the beginning of Act 2.